New Fantastic Four is here after last chapter where Valeria and the crew got cooked after Thing messed up the timeline trying to get his powers back. So, Sue puts them in barriers and bubbles all the kids as they go through the time stream. Nikki and Joe get lost, and Valeria and Franklin end up getting erased, but their memories and their minds emerge in the new timeline. But problems emerge because Valeria, she ends up, as this new kid Mary in the timeline where Reed and Sue just married with two kids without any powers. But Franklin, his mind goes into the embryo of Sue, so he's born with his powers, but his kind of stuck mind couldn't memory, new body couldn't contain it, since it was just an embryo. So he ended up growing up in this world, having to solve everything with his Reed and Sue in this world, using him to solve all their problems. So he just becomes this big, basically extremist dictator using Galactus's body to alter everyone's mind and basically abuse his power as a judge. So, we get Jean Grey and Namor who are hiding from him, with Jean Grey using her psychic stuff to hide her and get Valeria, and Namor using his powers to just make himself look like a fish and things like that of that nature. So, they conduct a plan because they were like, oh, we can't go back in time because he stopped that. We've already tried. And Jean was like, Professor Xavier tried to go in his mind too. He only lasted a second. But Valeria was like, but he's a kid. So if we go and send information back in time, he couldn't think of that. So they go and they set up their plan, and he catches them. It looks like he stops their plan, but they actually had another plan, which they buried deep in their minds, and they kept repeating the false plan so that when he looked in their minds, that would be on the surface level, while the other plans was hidden. So, as it looked like they failed, they ended up getting the plan done to send four words back in that time frame to stop, which they end up doing. And then, Valeria and Franklin had this moment of both of them getting erased, and they're present going back to, the core timeline. But yeah, this chapter was something Valeria was cooking up, and love to see Valeria chapter because she's my favorite of the Fantastic Kids.